Okay, so you want to buy a house, but right now the market is red hot. So you say to yourself, I think I want to wait till things cool down. Well, that's what I want to talk about today. Let's talk about the pros, let's talk about the cons, let's talk about the buyer mindset, and most importantly, let's talk about what are some trends that you can look at to see whether or not that's actually the right decision to make. Now, jumping right into it, the first thing I want to talk about is some of the cons that go along with trying to time the market. If we've learned anything over these past few years, is that real estate markets are unpredictable. Now, there are indicators that you can look at, but if we take a look over the past 2 years, if you've sat on the sidelines at any point, whether it's been for a few weeks or a few months, odds are you've lost out on a lot of buying power. And that really is the biggest con. You're losing time and you're losing buying power if the market is making a bull run. We saw prices here in the Durham region nearly double over the past 2.5 years. And as crazy as that sounds, that's a big risk that you take if you plan on sitting on the sidelines. If you said in 2021 you wanted to wait for things to cool down, that's fine, but you've lost on about 37% of your buying power now in February of 2022. Now, with that being said, that's not to say that there aren't key indicators that you can look for in the market to indicate that it is turning. And that's a big portion of what today's video is going to be all about. The first and most important thing that I could recommend is that you speak to a trusted professional who's trading in your market on a daily basis. They're going to have their boots on the ground and actually be able to guide you and let you know what trends are happening in real time. The market stats that you may see being reported are delayed naturally because we have to actually collect all the stats from the previous month. So any influences that played a factor in the beginning of the month might not be relevant today. An agent who's actively trading will be able to actually guide you and tell you what they're seeing on a daily basis. Are showings down? Are bookings down? Are offers down? These are all key indicators that you're going to want to know as a buyer because it's going to determine how easy or difficult it is to buy a home at any given point in time. Now, obviously, a lot of those are indicators that we're going to see as agents, but what's something that you can look for as a buyer? Well, very simply, I think the best thing that you can look for is new listings on a daily basis. Whether you're using realtor.ca, House Sigma, Zillow, if you're seeing a lot of homes being listed daily, you know that there are more homes out there for buyers, which means that more buyer demand is able to be fulfilled. One of the biggest runs that we saw this market make was late 2021 to early 2022. And the reason why is because buyer demand stayed rock solid, but listing inventory was way down. So you had a bunch of buyers that were competing for very few properties, and naturally that pushed prices up. But now, as we're getting into the spring months, we're seeing more homes hit the market. The buyers are being distributed a lot more evenly among those listings, and that's making things a little bit easier to navigate as buyers. So with all that being said, I think the biggest takeaway from today is make sure that you're speaking to a trusted real estate professional who can help guide you through the process. We're seeing things on a daily basis, and that's really what our job is to help keep you informed as a buyer. Being an informed buyer and knowing what's going on in the market makes the process that much easier. While it might seem scary to buy in a very hot market, what's even scarier is getting priced out and not being able to buy at all. But whatever decision you make, I wish you the best of luck in your home buying journey. And if you had any more questions or you want to have a more detailed conversation, you can always leave a comment or shoot me a message, and I'd be more than happy to chat.